Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to A Different Opinion. We are to Meghan Markle. It might seem like a little bit of a recurring sentiment, but at the same time, it just keeps popping up in the news. And not the same thing over and over, not the whole time. Oh, Meghan Markle's a bad person, blah, blah, blah. We've done videos on that before because that's when the new stuff pops up at the Queen's funeral, etc., etc. And Harry may be thinking of leaving her, but we have an interesting one from the Daily Mail. Meghan Markle's backed charity One Young World is being investigated over its salaries. And when you look at some of these salaries here, it is insane how much they're being paid for a charity. Look, I understand you can make the salaries up for these charities, but to make it that high for the amount that they're earning is ridiculous. I'll show you what they're earning and what their expenditures are, and I don't know how they can actually go forward with this. And this is the reason why they're actually being investigated for these reasons. So before we jump into this one here, if you do want to support the channel, please subscribe below the video. Help us reach the 1,000 subscriber mark. Also, comment with your thoughts and your opinions. I'd love to hear them. Let me know what you think. And then also like the video if you liked it. So let's jump into it from the Daily Mail. A charity championed by the Duchess of Sussex is facing an investigation after it emerged that a mother and daughter at its helm were paid almost £2 million. £2 million in less than 5 years. So that's, let's work it out. That's probably about $3 million American, and that's 4 million Australian dollars. That's insane over 5 years. In a dramatic move, the charity commissioned launched a probe into One Young World just days after its portraits of Meghan and the Duke of Sussex, taken at the charity's annual summit in Manchester in September, were published. One Young World described itself as a global forum for young leaders and has enjoyed a soaring public profile thanks to the Duchess, who became one of its councillors in 2014. Meghan told delegates in Manchester she was thrilled Harry was be able to join her to witness the first-hand my respect for this organisation. But the Mail on Sunday can reveal that the regulator has intervened amid concerns at the eye-watering pay and benefit packages handed to senior bosses at the charity. Well done. I wish they will do this more with different charities around the world. I don't see a reason that they should be being paid this amount of money for running a charity. I just don't understand. And that's the thing too, that the people that are on the ground getting the people to sign up, getting the people to donate, are getting minimal money, if anything. Some of them are even volunteers. This is her here, the daughter who is running the managing director, sorry. There is no suggestion that Meghan and Harry, who are among the string of celebrities backers of the charity include Richard Branson, Bob Geldof, and Emma Watson, knew of the pay levels. One Young World's chief executive, Kate Robertson, was awarded a £440,000 pay package for 18 months to the June of 2021. Despite the pandemic interrupting its summits, the biggest source of its revenue, her daughter Ella McKay, 33, one of the charity's two managing directors, enjoyed a £194,000 pay and benefits package for the same period. The £440,000 for Kate, so that's like 600,000 US dollars. McKay is nearly 300,000 US dollars. That's insane. Following the questions from this newspaper, the charity commissioned this week's announced that it had opened a regulatory compliance case to examine concerns about remuneration at Young Worlds. In a statement, a spokesperson said all charities should be able to look donors and volunteers in the eye and say how their decisions about pay impact on the cause they pursue or the people they help. You could put so much more money into your events, your summits, do more summits, make more offices around the world to help more people, apparently the young leaders that they're trying to help. The commission said the opening of the compliance case is not finding of wrongdoing, but its first step it can take in examining potential of wrongdoing. The spokesperson for One World said it was working with the commission to answer any questions they have. Its annual summit has attracted a host of celebrities. At this year's 4-day summit, Meghan gave a speech during the 2-hour-long opening ceremony in Manchester's Bridgewater Hall after flying to the UK. So Piers Morgan, I just seen before I posted the video, he actually spoke about what she said in this speech at this event. So it's actually quite interesting to read. So I'll quickly show you this and add it into the video so you can actually see what he said about it. So Piers Morgan unleashes on Meghan once again. The UK broadcaster again unleashed on her, this time blasting her for branding herself a real-life princess. So the former Good Morning Britain host said the Duke and Duchess of Sussex still act as if they're active royals, despite the pair stepping back from royal life nearly 3 years ago. This is very true. She calls herself a princess. Little girls who grow up to make a real princess, Morgan said. You're not a princess. She's not a princess anyway. I was conscious of the fact that there are little girls that I meet and they're just like, oh my god, it's a real life princess, she said to the outlet in an interview. I just look at all of them and think you have the power within you to create a life greater than any fairy tale you've ever read. I don't mean that in terms of you could marry a prince one day. Why not? I mean, you did. And you think you're apparently a princess just because you married someone, right? I mean, you can find love, you can find happiness, you can be up against what could feel like the greatest obstacles, and then you can find happiness again. That's what annoys me about her. She thinks she's this righteous person, like she's actually like the queen or something, where she thinks she's more important than the royal family. And that's why I think she's trying to tear it down from the inside. Because I think in her head, she actually thinks that she's better than them. Just my honest opinion, that's what I think. And that's why I think you can see the plates are moving and King Charles now is kind of pushing back against it. And the couple's commercial interests lie in trashing the royal family and claims they are capitalizing on their titles only for fame and money. Of course, they've been doing it for a couple of years now. I'm from Sussex. I've spent more time in Sussex than Meghan and Harry have in the last 2 weeks. They trade off Duke and Duchess of Sussex, the royals, to make themselves incredibly rich. Exactly. I mean, she would never get a podcast and a big deal like she did with Spotify if she wasn't the Duchess of Sussex. There's no way. I mean, she's an average actress who literally only was in the show for her looks, and that's why you could see she was in a lot of like sex scenes and things like that on Suits. And then she was the one saying that they're over-sexualizing Asian women, even though she literally was sexualized. So she's literally saying the same thing that what she did. Hypocritical, in my opinion. King Charles will have to deal with it. It's certainly a mess. They agreed. I think their woke homilies have a market in the States and they don't have it here. And trashing the royal family, even in the States, people are beginning to get bored with that, I think. When Lowe predicted, it is with herself saying she believes that Harry will come back to the United Kingdom with the tail between his legs, but Lowe disagreed, saying the pair's 2 children, Archie and Lilibet, would be staying in the United States where the family currently lives. Lowe said, he's a great father, I'm convinced of that, he's already been terrific with children. So while Meghan has breath in her body, those kids will remain in the States, and therefore Harry will too. I nearly feel like anything backed by them is, yeah, it's going to be dodgy, in my opinion. So you can see here, so obviously it's annual conferences attended by the brightest young people from around the world, helping them make lasting connections for positive change, blah, blah, blah. So the date for financial year ending the 30th of June 2021, total income is £1.976 million, the 1.5 from donations, charitable activities, other trading activities. And look at the total expenditure, £2,072,000. So they're at a loss. So they're losing money, but at the same time, they are paying them 400 and something thousand pounds. Where is it? £440,000 and 194,000. So that's 600,000, just over 600,000. And they in total got 1.9. So that's 33% of the total income is going just to their salaries. To put it in perspective, right? So they got 33 employees, 12 volunteers. Yeah, no money. But these 33 employees, 2 of them get 1/3 of the total money that's coming to the company. So you can work that out. So another 31 employees got to get paid. Yeah, they're definitely running at a loss. And the amount of money they're probably putting into these summits that they host. So these summits are probably being paid for by sponsors and things like that. So you're wondering where all this money's going. It's insane. Makes you wonder. And they're running at a loss. And they're still getting paid that much money. Take a pay cut. So the charity can actually break even if it's non-profit, not for profit. But if it is for profit, then obviously you got to take a big pay cut just to make money for the company, and then put it back into these young leaders, in my opinion, should be a better option. But I digress. Let me know what you think. Do you think they're going to find a little bit of wrongdoing? I really hope that they start looking at more charities like this, because there's so many charities out there where you always wonder, where's the money going? And then half of it's going to bloody big pay packages for the CEOs, for the directors, who at the end of the day, they don't deserve that much money, especially when it's a charity. This money is being donated. It shouldn't be £440,000, £200,000 pay packages. That's insane. It's a crazy amount of money. But let me know what you think. Also, like the video if you liked it, and subscribe below the video if you want to see future videos. Thanks for watching.